what we seem to see between the McLarens when they appeared. I mean,
Williams, big one. Oh, that's a big shunt. And that is down at Degner, and it is Juan-Pablo. So that, and wheels, suspension off. That's a big shunt.
Yeah, looks as though he might be slightly breathless. It looks as though he's okay. But yes, Montoya going off big time. So we had, well, we've had the two former Indy 500 winners off today, haven't we? We had Villeneuve off this morning, and now Montoya finishing off this second session with a fairly heavy impact as well.
Now that probably all was the result of getting it wrong, coming through the first part of the two-part Degner corner. And you can see the left rear wheel, the drive shaft. That's surprising. Now also, damage at the front doesn't look to be too bad, but it just is a little reminder that you cannot take too much for granted in a Formula One car. In the meantime, Irvine had been on a very good lap. That's here we see coming through the Dunlop curve, gets the car lined up, turns into Degner 1. There he goes over the curb, and then there's no way he gets it sideways, tries to. Well, that's a pretty heavy old hit.
Yeah, there's not a lot of distance there, is there? Looked like he got a picked up. I don't know whether he hit the.
Oh, here we go. Watch for the car. Oh, he hold. Look at that. Hands off the steering wheel.
Very sensible.
Yep, indeed. And that's experience. That's from driving on oval racetracks.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, John. It probably comes from hitting the wall in America. There was his dad reacting, and it was very sensible to get his hands off the steering wheel. Very easy for the wheel to whip around and to break a bone in the hand. So the Montoya's crew now have some work to do, and they're going to have a busy evening getting that car rebuilt and repaired. Looks as though, I don't know whether he hit the curb on the apex there. It almost looked as though he suddenly tried to get a bit more lock on in the middle of the corner.
I think what he did was what we saw happen to Sato. The bottom of the car rode the curb, and basically he couldn't get the car off it or anything. Now he was travelling at speed, and whether he was that would be my interpretation. Let's look at it again. The head-on view gets onto that curb. You see the way the car, and he just can't. And then he was just too quick, and there's no way. Then he put the brakes on, and no way the car was going to slow down. That was a simple driver error, and Juan-Pablo, along with Jacques Villeneuve, are probably going to be banning the guys' drinks after this Grand Prix.
Yes, it's going to be. It is going to be plenty of work getting that ready again for tomorrow. Still, he hasn't lost too much track time, unlike Villeneuve today. Villeneuve is back out on track, by the way, trying to get in as many laps before the checkered flag comes out.
We heard Michelin teams talking about raising the pressures, and that's what we're going to do in the Toyota. The reason that they're doing it is because the stability that they need to say tyre pressures are a big factor. They want to be able to give as much stability as possible in the high-speed corners, so the teams